Yo, what's going on, guys? So we have to talk about this Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Forbidden and Limited list, which honestly may be one of the worst ban lists ever that people are saying.
Are you serious?
I'm not surprised if people think this is a really bad ban list, but I think there are some hidden gems to it. And I think with Kashtira being hit in the way that it was, there are some really cool ripple effects that are going to happen in the format, as well as what decks now become the best ones and what tech cards also become really popular. I want to talk about Ultimate Slayer and Forbidden Droplets and the impact those cards have with a card like Ariseheart being banned. Forbidden Droplets is one of the strongest Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in the game, and for a card like Ariseheart to suddenly make that card lose all its popularity, with it being banned, I can definitely see Droplets now being more popular again, a card that does not let you respond to it. That's why I think Droplets is going to be even more popular now, and it's going to be great into a lot of matchups in the game currently. With Kashtira Are STILL OP being banned, this also hurts the Kashtira strategy, but at the same time, guys, they will probably won't play into Nibiru anymore because there's no reason to overextend. So there's some give and take with this card being banned, but of course this is a huge hit to the Kashtira strategy. But what I find interesting is no Kashtira monsters were hit on the ban list. It's almost as if Konami wanted to make more sales from their mega tins, which I think unanimously the community agrees with. Fenrir is at 3, which I think is pretty absurd. But it's cool to have a tech card that can still end games and is super threatening. And I discussed this in my previous ban list discussion video, and I wonder how many I got right, or I guess how many the community got right. I think the most obvious hit in the ban list was Bestial Magnamhut, but no one expected Chaos Space to be limited as well. With this card being banned, of course that means Drone Leopard is more relevant. Dimension Shifter is obviously going to still be played in Kashtira, I'm pretty sure. Kashtira Are STILL OP literally changed the way Kashtira was being played. You could detach a Theosis, detach a Big Bang, detach Kashtiras, and then Birth can special them. And so with this card gone, all those synergies are now basically going to be null and void, but also Kashtira Preparations is kind of useless now. So I'm kind of concerned that this card is actually banned now. It's super unfortunate. At the same time, I think it's a hit that a lot of people in the meta were looking forward to, and I did a few polls on my channel talking about this as well. With Kurikara and Triple Tactics Thrust into Talents being the amazing board breaker against Kashtira, because we could all take advantage of Arise as a mandatory effect activation, I wonder how those cards are also going to be played in the format now. If people don't need to deal with Ariseheart, maybe Kurikara is going to drop in popularity, which again, as a ripple effect, Exploring Noir will survive on the field a lot longer than what it used to be. So again, you got to think about all these ripple effects and chain reactions when a card is banned, limited or semi-limited, or back to free. But before we move on to the next topic, does anyone realize that the Runick cards did not get hit? Spright did not get hit. So in a way, I'm kind of excited that Spright still has its great engine and advantage, but I'm concerned about Spright Runick once again being a comfort pick for a lot of players, because I really don't want to see another competitive meta of these same decks that have existed for far too long. And I think that's one of my personal gripes with this ban list. I would have loved to see a hit to the Spright engine, because it has existed for a long time, where they're going to push those Power of the Element cards now, like the Spright engine. I'm still processing the Spright Runick and the lack of hits to it, but maybe the deck is actually going to be checked again, and so maybe that means Spright Runick has been power crept. Bestial Magnamhut to 1 is something I'm really excited for. I think everyone feels okay about this hit, especially because Magnamhut could search Druid Swarm, it could search any dragon monster, and I think this is a really nice hit to Dragon Link, which did seem a little bit overtuned with the Bestial package. Chaos Space honestly is a really strange one, but again, it's a hit to Dragon Link, which Konami obviously have recognized is really powerful. And I think it being a deck that has survived for basically forever in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a deck that people are getting tired of. It doesn't kill the deck at all, because they have Lubellion at 3, Beast, Regained, and Space kind of do the same thing. So yeah, I think the deck is going to be absolutely fine. They'll have 4 spaces to replace though. So I'm curious what Dragon Link will do. And some really strange and not so exciting but potentially interesting hits. The Salamangreat Gazelle is at 3 now, and with this card going to 3, it potentially means Salamangreat is going to be even more consistent. Gazelle is a really popular salad card, and it already had some great tops thanks to the new Duelist pack, and so with that and the new Salamangreat monsters, yeah, I can really see this being a great rogue tier 2 option. And then Herald the Orange Light. So I made a post on my YouTube channel talking about my Manadium tournament deck, and in that video I discussed the impact of Herald of the Orange Light with all the Manadium tuners, which are fairies, all the Ishizu cards. So I really think we will be playing this in the deck. And if you want to see an updated Manadium tournament deck profile, let me know in the comments down below. Whereas Gamma, you need no monsters. Herald does not care. is not once per turn, and so we can beat Drone Lockbird, we can beat the Shifter, we can beat Nibiru, we can beat a lot of things in the game now. So I am super excited for Herald of the Orange Light to be at. And so that was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Unlimited list. I wonder what's gonna happen in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta. Expect another video giving a real breakdown on what cards to get for the future format, as well as Age of Overlord, which is not far away. I definitely think Unchained might be the top 3 decks with Purely, and so that third spot is really up for grabs. It may actually be Kashtira. I mean, guys, Fenrir, Shangri-La, Rate Soul, and Unicorn are still really powerful cards. Scarecrow Kashtira has an incredible negate. I'll be curious to see what the format does, what the community makes out of this ban list, with cards like the Virus not being banned, with Puppet still not being banned, and Calamity not being banned. It's really up for the community to decide whether this is a good ban list or not. But on the face of it, I do think it is incredibly underwhelming and does seem like a bad ban list. With the products coming up like the Rarity Collection, Age of Overlord, that would introduce game-changing, game-breaking engines to the game. Maybe that is the equalizer for the format, and Konami knew that, and so that's why this ban list seems super underwhelming. I'm really curious how that's going to affect the ban list and vice versa. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.